So I want to talk impeachment again. It's very odd that the Democrats are okay with the way that all of this is going out, because they have not been okay with this sort of thing at all yet so far in the past 3 years. Every time Donald Trump says, I don't want these people going and testifying because fuck them, right? I can understand why he would say that. Every time it's happened, I kind of go, I get it, right? The Democrats freak the fuck out. The American people, right? Because remember, the Democrats they have no skin in this game at all. This is all on behalf of the American people. The American people want to know what's going on. Well, yeah, we do. And during the whole Russia hoax, well, first of all, I knew what was going on the whole time. Because I remembered when they said pissing Russian hookers. And I learned about that, thought it was hysterical, right? I disregarded it out of hand because why would anybody take that shit seriously, right? And then I found out that they'd launched a fucking 3-year investigation into pissing Russian hookers, and I was like, what? What else was in that fucking report? Like, what credible information did you find that wasn't immediately disregarded by pissing Russian hookers? Like, okay. So, I knew what was going on with the Russia thing the whole time. Because pissing Russian hookers. Like, that was the main thing of the whole story. Pissing Russian hookers. And then all of a sudden, when they said, we want to take this joke and run with it like it's a real thing, then everybody stopped talking about pissing Russian hookers. And it was fucking, I think it was a year or more into the shit before I found out, you mean the whole Mueller report is about the whole pissing Russian hookers thing? You've got to be shitting me. So I knew pretty much the whole time what was going on with that. This, I don't fucking know what's going on. All I know what's going on is that Donald Trump had a very nice, pleasant phone call with another foreign leader, the Ukrainian president. I know this because I read the transcript. I know that somebody had a problem with what was said in this phone call. And they went so far as to make up a whole report about what all they thought was a fucking problem with it. Right? I read that shit too. And I don't understand what phone call the person who wrote the whistleblower report, I don't understand what phone call they were listening in on. Oh wait, they weren't. They heard all their information from another person who told them, I think, their opinion on what they heard in the phone call, which isn't what actually happened in the phone call. See, I know what happened in the phone call because I read the fucking transcript of the phone call. And when I read the whistleblower report, I was very confused because there was a whole lot of shit in the whistleblower report that didn't fucking make sense after having read the fucking phone call, right? So, already, I don't really know what's going on, right? It's like, I don't know what sense to make of this. This complaint does not jive with this event, right? So I've been lost. But I figured, well, when they start interviewing people and digging into this, we'll get information. You know, we'll find out how in the fuck this whistleblower complaint came about. Of course, we're still trying to figure out how the whole pissing Russian hooker thing came about. So honestly, at this point, I'm beginning to kind of think that I was fucking stupid for thinking that we'd ever get an explanation for how this phone call could wind up through the span of telephone game become this fucking problem. Whatever, I guess we're never going to actually figure that shit out. But it's like the Democrats come out and say what the president did was wrong. And when asked the question, why was it wrong? Because the president shouldn't do that. It was wrong. But why was it wrong? Well, because it was wrong. And then every time I make one of these videos, I inevitably get some fucking dummy in the comments going, if you don't understand why this is wrong, and then you need to look into it deeper. I read the phone call. I need you to explain to me what was wrong with that. Because when a guy says, hey, I hear there's a lot of corruption going on in your country, and we're concerned with that, and we think some of our people might have been involved with it, we'd like for you to look into that on your end because we're looking into it on our end, right? And then the response from that person who's being strong-armed into this, mind you, is, yeah, that's a big concern for me too. You think there's any way I can get your help with that? Now, I've never been threatened to do something, right? You're gonna do this for me, and I'll do this for you. I've never been threatened like that, and then said, yeah, can I help you threaten me worse with that? Like, it doesn't fucking make any sense to me. I read the fucking phone call. And that's actually what happened in the phone call. We're looking into this. I need your help. I don't get it. They never said, through the course of the whole phone call that I read, there was never anything said about, like, funding that was going to be withheld. That was never brought up. Don't you think that if you're going to withhold funding from somebody until they do what you want, you might bring that up when you're threatening to do that? You know? I don't know. And then Adam Schiff decides to give this fan fiction version of it, which isn't even fucking close to what was actually in the goddamn transcripts. And now that's confusing shit even more. And everybody's pissed at Adam Schiff, yet somehow Adam Schiff is still running the show. And he's doing everything behind closed doors. And I'm going, what happened to the American people? Need to be able to know what's going on. Do we not need to know anymore? Because if we're talking about impeaching the president, I'd kind of like to know why. And I'd kind of like it to make sense to me. You know? Like, when they wanted to impeach Richard Nixon because he had people breaking into fucking place to steal shit, I was like, well, okay, that makes sense. Right? Makes sense. It makes total sense. When they wanted to impeach Clinton, Bill Clinton, because remember, Hillary Clinton's president right now in her mind. When they wanted to impeach Bill Clinton, for fucking Monica Lewinsky, I was like, he got some side pussy. And I was totally confused as to why he needed to be impeached. Didn't make sense to me. You seen Hillary Clinton? Anybody else actually surprised Bill's fucking other women? I wasn't. I was like, alright. Like, I don't understand what the problem with that was. I don't get it. And, like, wasn't it a perjury thing? They said, hey, you fucked that kind of heavyset chick over there? And he went, no. And maybe that was what it was. I don't fucking know. But I don't understand why him fucking around on Hillary Clinton was ever a thing. Like, Kennedy was fucking Russian spies in the White House. Look, I don't get this one either. This is like I really just don't. And the fact that this sort of thing has been going on since before he was inaugurated, it doesn't help. And now that I'm hearing leaks of this person said that, you know, all the Ukrainians were very concerned about all of this quid pro quo that was going on. And I hear another person say that the Ukrainians had no idea that funding was being withheld. So which is it? Were they very concerned about this funding that they apparently didn't know about? Or did they not know about this funding that they should have been very concerned about? What the fuck? I hear that some diplomat for the U.S. is saying that everything was just terrible and awful and exactly the way the whistleblower report read it. And I go, but I read the phone call. Like, so I kind of got to wonder. Maybe we need to have a new amendment to our Constitution wherein the American people can vote as to whether or not what you guys are doing up there is just getting fucking retarded at this point. And we can vote to make you guys, like, drop shit and move on. I think that'd be fucking great. Unfortunately, our country is so half retarded right now, I don't think it would make a difference even if we got that amendment. But I really wish that there was a way that we could go, look, you guys have fucked this up so badly, just forget about it. Because anything you figure out, nobody's going to agree with you. Even if you find actual fucking problem here. It has been so occluded and fucking obscured and fucked up with all of the shenanigans that you guys have pulled that I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's fucking wrong in this. Because I don't know if what Donald Trump did was bad or not. Because nobody can fucking explain it to me. When I ask them to explain it to me, they tell me they don't have fucking time. Which usually is their way of saying, I don't fucking know. So, like, this is all social justice shit to me. It's all so goddamn confused. It's feminism. I'm so confused by it all. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm just not going to pay attention to it anymore. I don't know how that's going to work for the channel. Because it's the only goddamn thing in the fucking news. And it's so fucking confusing that every day I hear the opposite of the shit that I heard the other fucking day. And nobody knows what's going on because everything's happening in secret rooms somewhere. And nobody can know what's going on. All we get to know is what's being leaked to the press. And I don't generally trust leaks because whenever somebody's leaking information, they're leaking the information they want you to know. That could be for your benefit or not, so I can't trust any of it. Right? I'm certainly not going to believe anything CNN reports. They've been caught in so many fucking lies that can't buy them for anything. Fox is generally pretty good, but again, they're reporting differing shit every day. So either Fox is turned retarded and I can't trust them for anything, or else the whole thing is fucking retarded and I just can't trust any of it. But I don't know why anybody supports any of this anymore. You want to come and tell me exactly what's happening and what's going on? Fine. If you want to give me assurances that this whole thing is being done properly, fine. But if the whole thing is being done properly, why is there so much complaint about it not being done fucking properly? Right? And look, for the Democrats who lost an election and then said we need to do away with the Electoral College because if we didn't have it, we would have won, for them to say, well, you guys you're just not happy because you're not involved and now you're just picking on the fucking process. For the Democrats to say that, already right then and there, honestly, from that right there, you guys just lost with me. Again, Donald Trump could literally murder somebody on the White House lawn. And as long as the only person who saw it was a never Trumper, I'm never going to believe it. Like, you people really need to consider that. That I just don't believe you anymore. Because you've lied to me so much about so many things for so long. I don't believe you anymore, no matter what it is. And don't fucking tell me about how now I'm pissed off about the process. I've been the one going, you guys are just pissed off about the process since fucking 2016. You don't get to fucking play that card against me now. I'm pissed off because the process is not being adhered to. How about that? So yeah, I am pissed about the process. You guys aren't following it. There's my problem. It's like... my God. But ultimately, I'm beginning to believe that what the plan here is, I think this is another one of those things wherein they've started something and they're going to stall to see what happens in the election. Right? And they don't even they know Donald Trump's going to win. They know Donald Trump's going to win. You got to understand here. This shit is fucking checkers, not chess. Right? It's very fucking obvious. They know they cannot beat Donald Trump in an actual election. Look at the people they have to choose from. They can't beat him. Sorry, no. So what's the plan B? The plan B is we hardcore bust our asses for Senate seats and to keep House seats. We need as much of the check as we possibly can so that we can upset the balance as much as possible. All right? They want to see if they can roll this whole Ukraine phone call. If we could just fucking make it a thing where it just lasts indefinitely, and then once the election happens, if we get enough seats in the House and the Senate, both, that we can just impeach him, then we'll just fucking impeach him, and then everybody can just fucking complain about it. Like, I really think that's the fucking deal. That's what's going on here. They're rolling all the dice on whether or not they can just get rid of the president. So, here's my advice for all of you who don't like this kind of shit, or that want Donald Trump to win, or whatever. Here's what you need to do. Stop paying attention to the national race. The race for the presidency is already done. It's already been won. None of them can win. Donald Trump would have to torpedo his campaign in a truly awe-inspiring fashion. And by that, I mean he would literally have to go up there on the stage and go, "I'm done being president," and shoot himself in the head. That's the only way this man doesn't get elected again. He quits. Period. So you have to pay attention to the broader game. You have to pay attention to the Senate and the House seats, because that's wherein Donald Trump will either be president for another 4 years or not. That's where we're fucking at now. The race for the presidency doesn't actually matter. It's the race for the Senate and the House. It's the keeping the president that you want president. That's now become the game. That's a fucking shit game. I don't like this fucking game. As far as I'm concerned, if you're voting for an incumbent, I don't care who it is. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you support. If you're voting for an incumbent, you're a fool. If you're a Republican and you want to keep Republicans, fine. Vote for the Republican that's running against the incumbent. I don't give a shit. All these motherfuckers gotta go. You're a Democrat and you want to keep Democrats, fine. Don't vote for the incumbent. Everybody. I want every seat to rotate. I don't care who wins them and who loses them. I just want everyone that's in there now out. That's where I'm at. Make sure you vote, folks.